I work with chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. I build gingerbread houses and wedding cake towers. I shower people with rainbow cakes. Yes, I'm a pastry chef. To be more specific, I'm a French pastry chef. With the French in the front, makes everything a bit more exotic and delicious. As you stroll around lovely Taichung streets, you will find at every corner there's a little bakery that sells French pastries. But before 2009, there was none. I opened my pastry shop in 2009. It was the first French pastry shop in Taichung. And it was quite a success. As I grew up in Taiwan, I never thought it's possible for me to be a French pastry chef. None of my family members were in the food business, and I could barely fry an egg before college. I had 2 majors from the university, one in economics, the other one in French language and literature. So, how did I get from these 2 majors to pastry? The most important factor has to do with my stay in Paris during my last year at university. The year I spent in Paris changed me profoundly in so many ways. I really admire the way French people cherish their culture and heritage, the way they respect their agricultural industry and terroir really opened my eyes. I also learned that French food is really, really good, not only because French chefs are good. The whole system, but also the whole system in the country was well designed to produce fantastic fruits and vegetables. French people don't just throw out a policy to make money, benefiting large corporations at the expenses of small people. They actually make policies that take into account of sustainability, which was quite an advanced concept considering it was more than 20 years ago. I feel France was such a treasure box waiting to be opened. During this time, I also fell in love with the art of pastry making. How did people make such beautiful, lovely things that are just beyond delicious? In Taiwan at that time, pastry shops were more for functional purposes. The storefronts were often old and tired, and the styles of the cake were more or less similar, with pipe roses and canned fruits. On the contrary, the style of French cakes were artistically crafted. The textures of the fruit, the cakes were sophisticated, and the storefronts were elegantly presented. They obviously treat their craft as an art. Why can't Taiwanese pastry shops be more like the French ones? Be more like the French ones? Why can't we treat these cakes like they were a form of art? I was fascinated by this idea and thought perhaps one day I could have my own pastry shop in Taiwan that sells these cakes like they were art pieces. Pastry shop. I was surprised by how many Taiwanese who were curious about French culture. People were like me, amazed by these little cakes. They wanted to know the concept and history behind them. I also noticed my clients dressed up when they came to my store, treating these little cakes, treating their tea time with a sense of ritual. Treating little things with a sense of ritual is also an influence by the French. For the past few years, I see more and more French pastry shops opened, either by the Taiwanese or by the French. American pastry shops opened by the returned expats. Japanese pastry shops opened by the Japanese. I even see some localization of French pastries using millet and rice wine from the Aboriginals. We all make different cakes, but spread the same message. Bring new diversities to the city so people can open their eyes and see things from different angles. I have to say, it's not an easy road. I've had a lot of hardships, pains, and aches. To live up to your dreams is hard enough. To bring two cultures together may even be harder. But I'm glad I persisted. The world needs people like us to bridge cultures and to create a peace among differences. I took the road less traveled, and I hope people like me will follow. Thank you.